Hello, Top Fan Rivalry followers. Thursday. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is Thursday. Gosh, I get my days all confused. Another episode. Rick, what are we calling our episodes these days? What is this? This is episode two of what?
Episode 2 of Friars on Deck. I'm
Friars
Rick.
on deck. That's right.
He's
Rick,
he's
how you
Bill.
doing?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Are you ready for the season start?
I am. I'm a little anxious because right now is kind of like the dead period where it's like, all right, we got Championship Sunday coming up, and then we have that week where it's like that 2 week lull. Then we got the Super Bowl, but then less than 2 weeks later we have spring training. Last year we had the WBC to kind of hold us over.
Mhm.
Um, after the first week or so of spring training is when you're kind of like, all right, let's get through this. Let's get through spring training. Let's just get on to opening day. But I'm ready. I'm excited. It's been kind of one of the weirder, slower off seasons. But it's not over yet.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
still a couple of players on the board. One that we're going to actually be talking about today, um, who was a former Padre, now a former Padre.
So let's
So
just
let's get
jump
into
right
it.
into that. Let's
Yeah.
just jump right into that. You guys lost your closer. He's now with the
The
Houston
Houston
Astros,
Astros.
or as Val might call them, the West Oklahoma or West
The Western
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Yeah. So tell
But
me,
I think in Houston they say they call it Dallas Fort Worth. What do they? No, is it
South Oklahoma.
South Oklahoma? That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So we got a geography lesson. But
so
so tell me a little bit about your thoughts of Josh Hader leaving. Like what how do you feel about it? Just talk to me.
yeah, yeah. I can't say I'm surprised. I think his overall expectations were very unrealistic. I think there was definitely I think he got a little bit less than what he was initially asking for. I think maybe he was looking for something north of 100 million. He did end up signing for 4 years, 95 million, the largest ever guaranteed for a relief pitcher. I believe Edwin Diaz's overall dollar value was a little bit higher, but from what I understand, is that some of that contract is deferred.
Mhm.
And with Josh Hader's new contract with the Astros, none of it's all deferred, all guaranteed. So yes, that will make him the highest annual average relief pitcher to be paid. Um,
And go
I
ahead,
say
sorry.
I say great for the Astros. Personally, I think this is a blessing in disguise for the Padres. I've already gotten a chance to skim through social media. When local excuse me, when local news reporter, I'm sorry, local Padres beat writers tweet about it, tweeted out the details of it,
Yeah.
saying, yeah, former San Diego Padre Josh Hader, and I see fans already kind of hitting the panic button, saying, what are we doing? What's the front office doing? Why are they being cheap? To me, this comes as no surprise. And again, the bullpen is definitely not going to be one of the weaknesses this year. If anything, I think it's going to be a blessing in disguise. We've already got Tom Cosgrove, Roberto Suarez, um, and I'm sorry, we just signed. I just off the top of my head, Woo Suk Go and Yuki Matsui, as other strong candidates for that bullpen. So again, I'm not worried. I think it was again a blessing in disguise for the Padres.
Yeah, it is. So now let me ask you this question because this is kind of a weird one.
Sure,
So now no, I'm sorry, now the Astros have two closers. And
correct.
you and I both know closing is a mentality game. Like you got to focus
It's one of the
to hit
hardest
on
jobs in
them.
the game.
And so now you got two closers. Could that potentially cause the reverse effect of what the Astros are trying to get accomplished? And I'll explain what I mean in a second, but I'm curious your thoughts.
Um, well, I mean, only Josh Hader's camp and the Astros know what went on in negotiations. Personally, it seems like he will be the ninth inning man. I mean, he should be. You're paying the man. You're paying
Hmm.
the man a little. You're paying the man 95 million. Uh, I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, if I'm not to be a couch coach or a couch GM, but I'm not gonna be paying a. I'm not gonna be paying a pitcher 95 million to be the setup man, or or just saying. Um, but I mean, it sounds like they're gonna go with him as the closer. Um, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah. The thing is you really yeah, it's hard because you've got to decide where you're at, um, and you've got to decide kind of what your thought pattern is, right? And so,
right.
um, to me, here's my problem, right? So mentality wise, it's really, really hard to be a closer.
Of
Presley's
course.
proven that he is going to do the job. Now, like you said, now you brought in for 4 years. It gives Presley the how do I say this? It gives Presley the pressure that if you lose control of a game, you might lose your job. So, for example, if Presley goes 9 out of 10 saves in his first 10 opportunities, Josh Hader is your setup guy, right? But if Presley goes 5 for 5 because of that pressure, he might lose his job and he might be relic down to a setup guy. I think it's a weird risk and a weird dynamic that you take. But talk me through that.
No, I mean, I just thought, I mean, kind of answered the question there. I mean, the fact that they already had Ryan Presley as the closer, excuse me, as the closer, it was, I mean, it was just, it's kind of a weird signing. I mean, me personally, I thought Josh Hader was going to end up in Texas. Um, I mean, like I said, I just don't know what to make of it.
Hmm.
On paper, it looks like a great signing. Yeah, it's great for depth. Um, I just, I don't think this is going to end up working out well for the Astros. Uh, and again, this is just me. It just kind of seems like he's not a team player. We saw what happened last season. They asked the guy, hey, the Padres asking, yeah, can we get a 4-out save? Kind of just kicked back his feet and said, not my job,
Yeah, not my job, Hefe. Not my job.
not my job. We were actually, and we'll get more into FanFest later to recap. But we were with one of the members of the TFR community when the news broke. Juicebox Jack, we're having lunch, and I open up my phone and I see the notification and see, oh wow, Josh Hader to the Astros, and understandably so. Being a being a fan base from the AL West who does not see the Padres very often, asks,
Right.
"Is he any good?" I said, "Yeah, on paper he's good. Just don't ask him to give you a 4-out save."
Yeah. Well, I think now that competition is there where he's going to do whatever he needs to do, right? So, yeah, no, I agree. Um, any now with Josh being gone, what's your outlook on the 2024 Padres season? Because we can talk about the Astros, but this is a show about the
Yeah, of
Padres, and
course.
we're going
Uh,
to we are going to defer a little bit to talk about the Hall of Fame because that was voted on I think it was announced what Tuesday night. So we're
yes.
2 days away from it, but talk to me for a second.
I said this on the pilot episode, and I stand by my state of
Mhm.
they're going to be a better team in 2024. Anything above 85 wins, in my opinion, uh, is a successful season. The team, like I mentioned, they're better without Juan Soto. They're better without Josh Hader. Josh Hader to the Padres was something that had been in trade talks with Brewers for maybe a year and a half or two. And this was during the AJ Preller era of we're just going to go out and get whoever we want.
Right.
It was a luxury that they did not need Juan Soto was a luxury that they did not need. Now the lineup just feels a little bit more balanced. There's less guys that are trying to play hero. Um, and as a matter of fact, ironically, Josh Hader's, the first couple days of the first couple games of his tenure, we were looking like this is going to be an absolute disaster of a trade. And yeah, he closed out a few games in the playoffs for us. Um, but kind of just crumbled under pressure when he first got there. And it was like, oh great, here comes Josh Hader again. Um,
Well, here comes Josh, right?
yeah, yeah, great. Game over.
Yeah.
But
Well,
like I said, I can see this team still winning 90 games. Just overall, it's more balanced from top to bottom. And again, you have less guys that are trying to be a hero. And
mhm,
I think that's where a lot of the pressure falls on. Every guy is just trying to have that big moment.
yeah. No, it's truth. Very true. So, um, I the Padres have had a couple of seasons where they've been really, really good, and they are a team that is built for success. I will, as a Dodger fan, that's hard to say, right? Obviously, because I want everybody to just look at it and go, ah, but the Padres are in a very, very good spot. They will be good this year. The question is how good will they be? Last year, they were good at spurts. They weren't good overall, but they were good at spurts. And they got hot at the wrong time. They got hot when it was almost too far out of the reach.
Well, their biggest downfall last season was you couldn't ask them to sweep anybody. You couldn't ask them to put together a winning streak. It's like basketball. It's a game of runs, right?
Right.
It's a game of streaks. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was finally until they swept Texas
Hmm.
in the late summer. That was their first sweep of the season, but they were hovering right around 3, 4 games under 500, sometimes one game over 500. You couldn't
Right.
ask this team to do anything right. It was it was all right. Lose the opener, take the next two,
Right.
or take the first two, lose the rubber game.
Yeah.
It was just so up and down. And again, it was that first that series in Petco against Texas. That ironically that was kind of like the low point for the Rangers when their season started trending upward. And again, it took right until the very end in September when they started to turn it on. And all season long, we all asked, when are they gonna just kick it into gear? Personally, in my opinion, they should have been mathematically eliminated halfway through September.
I trust me, I understand. I'm laughing because I've had those years with the Dodgers. A good friend of yours and I's, Mikey Bleeds Blue, and we do that Bleeding Blue podcast, and we covered the 1990s Dodgers. And we were 40 games over 500 for the entire decade. And I think we made the playoffs one time. It was just awful. It was something to just strangle yourself with. You just shook your head and you're like, oh my gosh, just please make it stop. This hurts. So I'm not laughing because of what you said. I'm laughing because I feel that pain. I've been there. I've been there.
Well,
So
I think winning the division, dominating throughout the 2010s solves a lot of those problems and a World Series,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, you guys are still looking for your first ring.
I
Hey,
know.
Texas got it last year, so maybe
Yeah, yeah, they did.
so. Now, here's what I want to have happen. Okay, and I'm going to reserve a spot at Hotel Rick, right? I want to see the Rangers play the Padres in the World Series at some point, and I want to be on your couch for all 7 games.
That would have been one of my that would have probably been a dream World Series matchup. Um, I probably would have slept on the couch if they won the World Series.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, Stadium Food Girl would not have been happy about that one.
No, no, that's the only reason why I'm saying that. As a Dodger fan, I don't ever want you to make the World Series again. But listen, I that would be so much fun. Woo, giddy up, right?
I mean, to be fair, I did support. I was Team Rangers the entire postseason. Um,
Mhm.
we flew out there. We caught a World Series game. So I was, of course, I was extremely happy to see, her, Val Stadium Food Girl's reaction
Of
when
course,
there were a lot of tears were shed. Let's just put it
yes.
that way.
Trust me, I saw some of them on live. So I
So
saw some of them
now,
on live.
so now
Um,
we're watching Rangers World Series highlights. I just now I'm just like, must be nice.
yeah, must be nice. Must feel
Must be
good.
nice. I don't know that feeling.
Okay, let's transition for a second because we only got about 10 minutes left in the show. Um, let's transition for a second and let's talk on Tuesday night. They announced the Hall of Fame inductees. Adrian Beltre gets over 90%. I think he got 95%. Um, Joe Mauer gets in, Todd Helton gets in. What are
Mr.
your thoughts
Rocky.
about those three dudes getting in?
I mean, it's perfect. You had three. I mean, yeah. Granted, Adrian Beltre, yeah, he started out his career with the D words, and then went on to Texas. How many years did he spend in Texas?
I'd have to look it up, but let me. He started with the Dodgers. He played in Seattle. He played in
That's
Boston,
right.
and then he went over to Texas. I'll tell you right now because that's
If I'm not mistaken, though, his excuse me, if I'm
eh,
not mistaken, his strongest years were as a member of the Rangers.
yes, Texas 8 years, Dodgers 7 years, Seattle 5 years, Boston 1 year. Texas, he had 1,277 hits and 199 home runs. Dodgers, he had 949 hits and 147 home runs. Seattle, um, not awesome. Boston, he didn't have a bad season, but he definitely got paid, that's for sure. Go to Texas.
I just I will never understand these players that these future Hall of Famers that just they have that one season in Boston, towards the end of their career.
Hmm.
Maybe some of these guys that are like they think are I don't understand. I don't I'm not gonna get like too into it, but I'll just never understand what Boston's doing when it comes to how they're building that roster.
Yeah, I they paid him $9 million to be there. I'm looking at it right now. I'm concerned about his personal finance because it looks like he only made $219 million in salary over
Uh
his career. So
Poor
hopefully
guy.
he, able to get through it with his family. I mean, that's a low salary. Adrian, call me if you need a loan, brother. I'm here. So, anyways, a couple of shocks. Billy Wagner, obviously one of the most dominant left-handed closers in the game, misses it by 5 votes on his ninth ballot. So next year's it. Does he get in?
No,
Does he not get in? What do you think?
I would say he's a lock to get in.
Okay.
I mean,
First
it's
ballot.
it's it's a no-brainer. I mean, he's up there with the likes of like a Jonathan Papelbon, a Trevor Hoffman, even a Lee Smith. I mean, it's a no-brainer at this point.
So he has the only real competition he has is first ballots, right? Excuse me. Um, I'm not worried about Andrew Jones picking up another 15% to get in. His first ballot competition, guaranteed. Do you think Ichiro Suzuki is a first ballot guy?
Without a question.
100% agree. So it could
100
be,
100% agree.
so it's Billy Wagner, Ichiro Suzuki is what I
Yes.
think that the 2025, I think that's what your 2025 class is, right? And so, yeah.
And I would be very excited to see just those two get in.
Yeah.
Obviously, when it comes to that potential Hall of Fame class, obviously all eyes are going to be on Ichiro Suzuki, but it's without a question that Billy Wagner, he kind of in that era of closers, yeah, Trevor Hoffman was, the one that overshadowed him. But um, yeah, I'm just excited to
Yeah.
see him finally get the recognition that he does deserve. Because yeah, he was dominant.
Yeah. No, he was. So yeah, Billy Wagner's one that I think we still got to talk about getting in. Andrew Jones is one that will probably get in. I was glad to see his numbers increase. Obviously, uh, we're kind of getting away from the steroid era. The only concern I have about Joe Mauer getting in on the first ballot is half of his career was a first baseman, half of his career was catcher. As a catcher, the numbers that he put up were dominant. As a first baseman, the numbers that he put up comparable to his time that he played and comparable, right? And comparable. I'm not being rude about this here, but and comparable to first baseman, he's Hall of Very Good, right? Catcher
Yeah.
wise, though, yeah,
Well,
100%.
yeah, we can also attribute the numbers to the wear and tear that he endured. Not only did he spend half of his career playing at first base, but he spent a lot of time on the injury list too. A lot of that having to do with the wear and tear that he
Right.
endured while playing catcher. I'd say him, Buster Posey, and Salvador Perez, and some of the only catchers that I could see in the near future eventually getting into the Hall of Fame.
Agreed. Agreed. Salvador Perez, Buster Posey. Again, don't at me, Giants fans, just because I'm a Dodger fan. I do think Buster Posey belongs in the Hall, but I also do think Thurman Munson belongs in the Hall. I do not think Buster Posey is a first ballot guy.
I like that hot take, Bill.
So, I mean, don't at me, everybody, but thank you that you like the hot take. I can't see it. I just can't see it. But what do I know?
Well, how about the big fish, Todd Hilton? Obviously, being a Padres fan, you being a D words fan, we saw a lot of this guy. We saw him terrorize both teams.
Mhm.
Playing his entire career in the NL West. What say you?
I say that he deserves it. I say again, as a first baseman, 17 years in the league, he was pretty dominant. There are other players that I think that belong in. Again, Don Mattingly, Steve Garvey. Like I'm a broken record on this, but different time frames, different eras, and so yeah, I congratulations, Todd. I think you deserve it. I really do think you deserve it.
All right, so let me ask you this, Bill. Do you think a lot of his numbers are attributed to the benefit of playing at Coors Field?
No, no,
Okay.
because he has to
All right.
play 81. He has to play 81 games outside of Coors Field.
Okay. Fair enough. I just,
And
hey, I gotta ask the hard hitting questions here.
no, I'm glad you are. That's what Friars on Deck is for, right? Um, and so no, it's is this the first Rockies Hall of Famer?
Uh,
I think it might be.
let's. Well, when I think of Rockies players, he's the first guy that comes to mind. Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah, you'll have to tell me whether it's a I think it is. I mean,
Larry Walker
oh
or
shoot. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Larry Walker, class of 2020.
Did he go in as a Rocky?
Let's see. When you look up, let's see. Yes, he did.
Okay. All right. So
All
this is
right.
number two.
So
This
so now will Adrian Beltre go in as a Dodger or will he
no
go in as a Ranger? As a Ranger,
Ranger.
right? Yeah.
Ranger. He had the bulk of his career. There, you know what? I if you took 10 baseball fans, casual baseball fans that know who Adrian Beltre is, and you ask those 10, did Adrian Beltre ever play for any other team besides the Rangers? And can you name them?
They probably wouldn't know.
I bet you out of the 10, maybe three might know that he played for the Dodgers. Maybe the casual fan. Now, if you talk to the baseball purists like you and I, oh yeah, yeah, he did come up with the Dodgers, right? Not the D
Keyword
word, the Dodgers.
came up, developed through their system.
Yeah, not the D word, the 2024 world champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
The D words.
Rick, if that happens, can we watch the World Series at your house so I can celebrate on your turf?
Sure.
Cares. What
Sure.
happens? What happens if it's the Dodgers and Rangers? Can I celebrate on your turf?
I'm gonna have to politely ask you to sleep outside, but
Ah.
sure, why not?
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. All right. So we have reached almost our half hour. We roll this just to give an idea. This is going to be on YouTube. This is the second episode that's going to be on YouTube. This is going to be on YouTube for 5 weeks. After the 5 weeks is over, you will no longer see it. You will actually see it in the locker room. Um, we have a discount code. We will send that to you. I think, Rick, do you have your discount code in front of you? I don't remember what that is. If not, we'll give it to him next week.
I will go ahead and send it out next week. We
Okay,
actually,
cool. So we'll save you 10% on the locker room. But you're not going to want to miss this stuff. So yeah, so uh check it out, check it out, check it out. And yeah, I'm just excited about going forward, right? This is a lot of fun.
yeah, I'm really excited and wanted to really quickly recap FanFest.
Oh,
Once again, uh, we are say Thursday.
yeah.
We're about 5 days out from the first annual Top Fan Rivalry Fan Fest, and gotta say, it's absolute time of our lives. And thank you, Bill, for having us.
Yeah.
Got to meet a lot of great people. Of course, my fiance and I, Val Stadium Food Girl. We hosted some TFR members. Got to meet AJ from the Bleacher Brothers. Been tuning into their show. Wish I could have met Play Action. Uh, but it,
Next year. I've been
yeah,
busting his chops.
next year.
I've been busting
AJ
his chops lately.
AJ really awesome guy. Just a lot of really great people of other teams. Um, Basically almost the whole NL West. The only person we're missing is a Rockies
Mhm.
fan. Got to meet some Braves fans I didn't know they existed in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, we had 11 teams. Let me see if I got this right. We had Dodgers, Angels, Padres.
Words.
See, Dodgers, Angels, Padres, that's three. We had uh Braves, Phillies,
Giants.
Giants, Diamondbacks, White Sox,
Mets.
um, Mets. Who am I missing? Um,
Oh, AJ brought his Phillies jersey.
yeah, Philly. Yeah, I said Phillies. Yeah, we got Phillies.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of who else. Um, oh, Astros and Rangers. What are we thinking?
Right.
Right? Yeah,
Nearly
we had
like
11 different teams. We had 11 represented. I think we had over 45 people there. We did Sky. What did you think of Skyfall, by the way?
oh, it's unreal. I think the only other bar that's comparable in terms of like rooftop lounges in maybe two others that I could name off the top of my head that I personally experienced.
Yep,
The Legacy Club at Circa and the Sky Lounge at Resorts World on the 66th
yep,
floor.
yep.
So
Well,
well done, Bill. Congrats.
thank you, thank you. You and I
Nailed it
have to
on the
go
head.
over to Tom's next time I'm in town. And now, did you have the prime rib sandwich over there?
No, I had the Korean barbecue wings.
Okay, you got to try that prime rib sandwich. That thing is absolutely amazing.
Okay. I had to try the wings. I take my wings very seriously, so I had to. I saw spicy, I saw sweet, so I had to.
Yeah,
I
that's
couldn't
awesome.
I
It's
couldn't
awesome.
pass up the
Well, hey,
opportunity.
we did a good thing for Thursday. We did our second episode. We're gonna do this again, everybody. Stay tuned. Rick and I, as the season progresses and as we get pitchers catchers report, not only will you hear more about the Padres and what they're doing, but Rick is a baseball purist just like I am. So you're gonna get the kitchen sink thrown at you this whole time. So let's just have a good time, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Um. Quick shameless plug. Um.
Oh shoot,
So
yes, please.
feel free to give me a follow on my personal Ricardo underscore D Ortega on Instagram. For our fellow Padres fans, and I will be doing a little bit of traveling this season.
A
Um,
lot of bit of traveling this year.
just a little bit of a waddle, whatever they a
And
lot of
you
it.
also have a Instagram page for this show, right?
Yes, it's still a work in progress. I apologize for the slow progress on it. Follow us on at Friars on Deck on Instagram, and again, my personal is Ricardo underscore D Ortega on Instagram as well. Again, it's
Yeah. No, I
Friars
love it.
on Deck.
Sorry I forgot to mention that. Everybody, here we go. Thursday. Enjoy yourself, and we will talk to you soon.
Hey, have a good night, everybody.
Yep.